great to see everybody tonight, y'all. Welcome to the Full Life Service. Yeah, it's great.
June said don't forget to check in.
Oh yeah, don't forget to check in.
Right.
But don't forget to check in. Make sure you go on all your social media. It's really just Facebook. And make sure you say, I am having a blast at Full Life Church.
Come on, amen.
You're expecting to see that in a little bit.
Come on.
All right.
Add a location.
I just want to start off by saying, guys, that it really is history in the making, right? Not only just with how Jesus died, right, and that made history for all mankind, like all futures, to be able to happen. Because without that, we would have never been saved. So who knows if there would have been a world? So just let that radiate. Now, while you're thinking about that, let me tell you something. So I saw this movie, right? It's this great movie, right? It's got this demigod, and it's got this cool rock that for some reason everybody wants. And man, it's got water. I love water. And it's got boats. And I'm not a big fan of boats. But it's got boats. And it's got singing. Oh, and it's made by Disney. If you ever realize what I'm talking about, I'm talking about that new movie Moana. Man, that movie's great. That's sick, man. Is it not? Right? Right? Oh, well, I won't spoil much. Don't worry. But there's just one part. There's one part that it got me out of nowhere, right? Okay, so there's this demigod, right? Named Maui. And, it kind of hit him out of nowhere, too. Now, let me tell you what it was. So, he grabbed this rock, and really, it was the heart of this island that he took ages ago, like hundreds of years ago, right? And so their island started getting cursed because of it, because the rock wasn't there anymore. So he took this rock, and he was like, I'm not helping you, put this back, and he took it, and he just chunked it into the sea. Well, the sea was basically living. So the sea took the rock and just chunked it right back at him, hit him straight in between the eyes, and he fell. Maui, let me tell you about him. It's this really big, buff guy who is tall as mess, right? Played by The Rock, but he's tall as mess. And if you're not realizing where I'm going with this right now, let me explain. A rock was thrown. The rock flew in the air, smacked some giant guy, some giant overpowered guy in the face, and he fell down. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm talking about David and Goliath, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right. Did anybody else think about David and Goliath?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking more on the lines of Esther, but I don't know why there. But yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about that. So some say David. I want to focus on David. Some say David was a boy at that age. And yeah, people were like, oh yeah, yes, he was a boy. He was a kid. He was about my age. 14, 15, 16. It's about his age. But was he really a boy? Now let's basically look at the definition of boy, right? Boy means a young male. There are multiple definitions. The one I'm focusing on is young male, or just young person. So this young person, it didn't say anything about a man. This young person had so much faith that he knew that he could get rid of this biggest threat. So upon doing that, it just shows that he was able to overcome a huge obstacle. I'm talking about a 9-foot tall obstacle. Now, if something as small as that in the Bible is powerful to you, come on, man. Right, the thing about it was, he wasn't just a boy. I won't ever say he's a boy. So I'm not talking about age. He was a man. What do you mean by that? Well, we go back to a boy. You see, as a boy, we want attention from people, right? We want to be liked by everybody. If there's one person that's like me, it is the end of the world, right? As a boy, we want everything. And by boy, like I said, I mean young children. We will cry about anything if we don't get our way. As a boy, we focus on things such as girls or guys and things of that such, and trying to get what we want from that kind of stuff, that really we're just being selfish and immature. That's what being a boy is. But in 1 Corinthians 13, 11 through 12, or I need to tell you for a reason. It says, when I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now, we'll only see a reflection as in a mirror. Then, we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. See, it's looking in a mirror. It's my mirror, guys. I'll show you real quick what I'll do. It's my mirror. That. I know. It's great. This is my mirror. And like that just says, it's like a mirror, right? So it's going back and forth. Say, when I was a boy, I wanted the things of this world, right? But now that I'm a man, I want the things that are from God. Amen? Amen. When I was a boy, I wanted to get everything right that the world wanted me to do. But now that I'm a man, I want to get everything right that God wants me to do. Right? Amen? Amen? When I was a boy, I thought I could do it all on my own. But now that I'm a man, I know I can't do anything without God by my side. And I know that He will never leave me or forsake me. Amen? Amen.
Good word.
See, because when you become a man, you stop caring what the world thinks about you, or all the worldly things that you want, because they mean nothing in the presence of God. Amen? You stop wanting things of this world, and you start wanting things that are higher than this world, higher than this 9-foot tall Maui or Goliath. Higher than the world. See, it's time to grow up. It's time to stop being a boy. Boy, be a man. It's the title of the sermon. It's time to stop acting childish and going back to those things that you keep promising yourself you're going to stay away from. If it's, say, things like lust of the eyes, or lust in general in that sense. If you're going out to, say, like a football game just to see all the girls and stuff, you're going for the wrong reason. You need to stay home. Watch it on your TV. Right? Right. See? You need to get to that place where you no longer are acting like a boy, but you're a man. See, because a boy and a man are not the same thing. Depending on the definitions, they're not even in the same context. Because a man is an adult, or a young man is what can also be said. I claim myself as a man. I'll argue with you any day of the week. I'm not some little boy. I'm a man, and I'm a man of God. Amen? Amen. See, with that, like I said, it's like a mirror. And the same thing with people. They're mirrors. If we're all the same in God's eyes, then we're all a mirror. Because we'd all be the same thing. So if I'm looking into somebody else, right, or someone's looking at me, what are they seeing in this mirror? Are they seeing a liar? Are they seeing go with that? Are they seeing the liar? Because I think looking at this mirror, I don't see anything wrong with that person. Because they're saved through Christ. There is nothing wrong with this person. Let me say something. We go around every day, and I know there's not one person that can't tell me that there's one thing that you see a day where you don't like, right? Right. There's going to be like that one coworker, he's like, oh man, Jeff's back in. Oh, man. He hogs all the coffee, takes all the sugar cubes. I don't even know what a sugar cube is, but he takes all of them. Right? Right? Jeff. Hey, don't even get me started with Steven, man. But let me get back. See, there's always that one thing that we can critique about every little thing or person in life, right? It's just like how Eric said before with art, and how, you know, we're a portrait. We're a vase. We're a bowl. You know, we hold all this weight and stuff, but it's not ours to give, you see? Because when you pick up a cup and flip it over, all that's going to pour out. And it's the same thing with us. See, our cup is supposed to overflow with grace and love from God so much that we can't hold any extra weight in the cup because it's already overflowing. So there's no space to have any critique or anything like that. You see, we need to come to the point as a church, as people, as a nation, that we can see a person and say, I love them, regardless of flaws.
Amen.
Amen?
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Come on.
See, because you can't spell flawless without flaw, correct? Right. And I've heard this from people before. They're like, man, flawless. Man, I don't need that God thing. I don't need that God stuff. You don't need that God stuff, but it seems to be the first thing you're saying when something happens. God dang it. See? It's the first thing you say when that kind of stuff happens. So, are you sure? Or are you really just denying that you need that God thing? Because God's not something you get. You see, you always have it. Right? Because you always have God. There's nothing that can separate you from His love. So how could you be separated from God? I don't know where I'm going with this anymore, because I got led totally off in a different direction by the Spirit. But 3 things I have to say is that, first, there are 3 things that you have to do in order to grow, to stop being that boy and become that man. First, write this down. First, there is oh man, you're right. Forgive. First thing you have to do, forgive. Forgive the past. You forgive the things that have been done wrong to you before. Because once you forgive something, see, it's not for other people. Forgiveness is not for others, it's for yourself. Because if you can't forgive yourself, or you can't forgive someone else in yourself without them ever saying that they're sorry, then you can never really move on in life. I know this one thing for sure, is that I struggled with forgiving people for forever. Because I felt hurt by so many people. I would think that everything is going great, that life was just perfect, and then something would happen. Something. And it's life. That's right, it's life. It happens. So what you have to do is when those things happen, you just have to forgive, right? There's also forget. I know, guys, this is really hard to see, but forget. See, like I was talking about the past, once you forgive, you need to drop it. Yes, it's great to come and look upon your past and stuff, but what I mean by forgetting it is how you would forget your car keys inside your car. Oh man, I forgot they were there. Now they're stuck in there. See, if you forget those bad things that have happened to you, they're stuck in that time. Right? They can't be taken back. It's like, shoot, if my car key is stuck in my car, I'm just gonna get a ride from someone else. I'm not going back, right? That's just, I know, it's weird, but I'm not going back. And then the final thing. Forward. Right? Because the one thing we have to do in life is continue to move forward.
Amen.
Amen? Amen. Because, and I've been going to the past so much with this, but you can't go back and back and back and back to your past. Because if you continue to go back to that past, you're not forgiving because you're always going back to it. You have something else to say about it. Someone harmed you, or someone's hurt you, physically or mentally, spiritually, anything. If you say you forgive them, drop it. That's one thing I'm tired of seeing. Is people saying, it's cool, we're all good. Shoot, we made it up last week, we're fine. You made it up, but the second you're with another friend, I promise you're back talking everything they're saying. You're just going on about it. It's not forgiving. It's not forgetting. See, if those two things fail, at the end of the day, you're still gonna move forward. And at the end of the day, it's all for the glory of God. Amen? Because once you forgive, once you forget, that's when forwarding into the future comes. In conclusion, I love that.
Yeah.
Boy, we as a church and as a nation, as a world, need to start growing up. Be a man.